Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. This is session 93. We are closing in on that. Anyways, moving right along, I'm hoping to get through a bunch of stuff tonight. So let's jump into a little bit of a recap, shall we? Previously, in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, the party found themselves battling against the forces of House Ovrindar, led by Malith Ovrindar. The battle wasn't favoring the party. Bones had been mauled early on, and while he had been able to retreat, he had been poisoned, frustrating the Tabaxi. Matashtai had been briefly mind-controlled, and had severely wounded Ashes in that moment. But Ashes had managed to snap the monk out of it, and the two of them now held the line against a multitude of drow. It looked like things were turning in the party's favor, especially after Balrin, the elite warrior that had resisted fighting them, finally swapped to their side and started fighting his fellow drow. Then, Ezrah, the drow mage, went invisible. Then, a horde of Quaggoth began attacking from the south. Then, Malith summoned a demon to fight the party. Then, the invisible mage strafed the party with a lightning bolt, seriously wounding Ashes and Balrin. Everything went from okay to bad to worse, balanced on a knife's edge. The demon took out Balrin, but by this point the party had defeated most of the other drow. Risk, the party's bullywug ally, held the Quaggoths at bay, fighting defensively to buy time, but the creatures were beginning to climb over him. Ashes went down, and Matashtai began a battle over his body in an effort to defend him. The last of the elite warriors fell. All that was left was Malith, Ezrah, the demon, and a horde of Quaggoth. Ezrah stepped through the ether, attacking Malith directly. Matashtai picked up Ashes and stunned the demon. And in a heartbeat, as the horde of Quaggoth buried Risk, the party all-ined the Drow Priestess. With her demon stunned, her elite warriors dead, and no response from her mage, Malith Ovrindar slumped to the ground, surrendering rather than dying. The Quaggoth, seeing their mistress and captor, in truth, defeated, fled. The party had hung on by a thread. In the moments after the battle, Matashtai healed Balrin, saving the Drow warrior's life. The party forced Malith to unsummon her demon, ending that threat. And Risk, covered in wounds, but alive, made his way to the party, who began setting about trying to figure out what to do now. Balrin explained that Malith expected them to ransom her, as was fitting of a noble of her stature. The party had little to no interest in keeping the priestess captive, though. They considered killing her, something that Balrin thought logical. And though Bones was furious over the betrayal and the lies about money,
still furious about that.
Ultimately, the party decided to just let the priestess go, to allow her own abilities and the Dungeon of the Mad Mage to decide her fate. Hurt, weary, in neutralized but potentially dangerous territory, the party now has to decide what to do next. That's where we fade back into the scene. Malith has just stumbled south, out of earshot, out of your view, and she now, or now it is just you, Risk, and Balrin. Many of you grievously wounded, yeah, what do you want to do? What's your plan?
I think maybe
Short
take
rest?
a short rest before we go literally anywhere.
Will remind you, you have already taken 2 short rests in this long rest period.
All right, well then I think we just hoof it, right? We just hoof it back to this Skutekas.
Think we hope it then.
I mean, it's up to y'all. Oh, I have 0 hit dice. Yeah, we should not short rest.
even if he could short rest, it wouldn't do anything.
Well, we're not too far away from the way up to 3rd floor, and at least the last we left it, that was fairly safe ground. We could meet up with Ezrah or the Skull Takers and take a day to recuperate.
Balrin narrows his eyes at that. He doesn't say anything. You just see the expression on his face, just like he visibly blanches.
Specifically at Ezrah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hey, you might want to cover up if we go up there.
He kind of like, knowing the practices of the Legion, wouldn't assume they'll allow me to pass without identification.
I mean, that's pretty on brand.
No, that's true. Yeah, that is true. I look at him real close. I look at him real close in the face. I say,
He's covered in like cuts and wounds. There's this like massive like burn through part of his armor from the demon punching him, or acidic like, you know. He's just holding a wound, just like looking at you like.
I mean, yes, yeah, I have 22 HP as well, so yes.
Oh, you got 22 HP? I've got 22 HP.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
we all been through it.
Hey.
Yeah, we all been through it. Anyway,
We all win.
I will say of
I take a
note,
measure.
and this is not a suggestion or anything like that, but I want to make sure that it's understood, because you guys have done limited investigation here. Bones investigated this northern area and found what there was to find there, but I did say, I believe last time, that you could see there was a stone arch in the back of this cavern.
Oh yeah, we should probably look at that. Okay, anyway, so what I was gonna say, now that I've looked at him real close.
Sure.
Now, I just back up. I'm like, anyway, so how you gonna get back down there?
Back down where?
House breath?
Sighs and kind of shakes his head, and he says, honestly, I don't know. I have a compatriot that I could try to make contact with in the gauntlet, but
A gauntlet, Ezra?
That means nothing to me. I'm curious what a gauntlet is.
You put it on your hand.
there are many names for it. It's old Drowish territory. After
The
the
location, not an item. Ha!
yes, sorry, confusion. A place.
He was
Maybe
pointing
it's a
at
giant's gauntlet.
Okay, well, gotcha. So it's like pretty far down there.
It is quite a ways, yes. I would need to pass many places. I'd have to find a way to barter back through Dwemercore.
Okay, so it's after that. I know where that is.
Just past the Mages Academy. In fact.
That sounds dire. That sounds like a dire situation and an arduous quest.
Quite dire. Very arduous.
I'm a long way from home. It was not my intent. I ended up stationed under Maleth, and then when she and her sisters were sent upwards to secure territory, I attempted to be moved to a new post, but I was refused.
Okay, well, you seem
Like, I
pretty
mean,
trustworthy.
you guys, like, the way he's speaking, he's basically a spy from
Yeah,
one house
Yeah.
in House Offendar.
yeah, no, we get that. You seem
Well,
like the most trustworthy drow I've ever met. Um,
He says, the
The
way you
spy.
say that...
before the inevitable betrayal.
He says, the way you say that carries some hefty baggage.
well,
And
she
he looks around as, like, all the dead drow on the floor around him.
tried to kill us and didn't have enough money to pay at all. At all.
Well, hey, look at the bright side. At least we got some nice beds to. God damn it!
No, I took care of that. No one will ever take those bets again.
I remember
No one
now.
will sleep here ever again.
That's right. Anyway, so I got some boys up on the next floor. I've got some pull with the Legion. I'll get you through. And then I intend on fortifying the lost levels. If you want to come.
He kind of, like, narrows it. I'm not aware of where you're speaking. The lost levels.
Not that far from here.
I saying,
The
he kinda like,
Malarkin.
he's like, I think I've heard stories, but
Yeah, the home of the Malarkins.
fables. Interesting. You found such a place.
Yes.
Cleared it up pretty well too.
Yeah, mostly cleared it. You know, well, we did. A couple days ago, anyway.
Very interesting.
So anyway, I'm gonna move my boys down there. You know, if you want to come be part of a group for a little bit.
You're offering me safe harbor.
Yeah, you
barely
gotta pull
know
your
me.
weight. Yeah, well,
And as you've said, you have a history of being betrayed.
if you betray me, then I'll hunt you down and kill you.
Kind of,
He will
just
do
kind
that.
of, he kind of grunts at that. He's just like, all right, well. Fair enough.
I mean, if you want to come, you gotta come. You can come. You seem like martially inclined.
He kind of chuckles and at first, right, like he seems like he's gonna retort with something, but then he kind of like pauses and he stares all of you kind of down, and he's like, I have been told I have some skill with the blade. I'm
Yeah,
less
I mean-
inclined to sing my own praises at this moment. Kind of like looking at all of you.
Seem like you also have some knowledge, some diplomacy. My boys could definitely use that.
Yeah, and as we get further in the dungeon, could use someone who at least has traveled through them a bit.
So basically, what we're saying is, if you help my boys fortify 6th, and obviously they'll protect you as well, we'll get you home.
Just
Ma-
might
ma-
need some time to
ma-
work our way down there.
Maybe. And I kind of look off to the side and see the portal in the other chamber, and I start walking that way. Maybe Ashes should test him, see if he's good with his blade. And I start walking
2
into the
HP.
chamber where the portal is.
Pretty sure
That's
he
good.
already successfully stabbed Ashes.
Probably.
I mean,
Actually.
maybe Ashes needs some retribution. I'm just saying.
I do not hold a grudge. It was a shitty situation to be in, and
Also, sorry, go ahead.
that was it.
Also, heretofore, not that many people have been to the lost levels. Kind of just us and a bunch of dead Dorgar, but kind of just us.
A lot of dead Dorgar.
Kind of like, all right. Good to know.
Well, do you want to come?
Hey, yes, I think I will accept your hospitality. I want to make this clear. I may not stick around.
Yeah, fair enough. Take some time, recover.
Kind of nods.
Just if you want help getting down there, we might need some time before we can help you get there.
I understand.
I'd feel bad if you
I get it.
just left in your current state and all.
He nods like he feels inclined to take you up on your hospitality, but he also thinks you're kind of like strange, and he also has like a life that he is considering trying to get back to. But he's also intrigued by what you're talking about, your boys, right? This lost level of the dungeon. So he's not conflicted or anything like that. He's just not sure whether he's gonna stick around long term.
Yeah, that's fine. Once he meets the boys, he'll enjoy it. It'll be fine.
He once again, like, he kind of blanches again, and he says, "You're sure you can get me through the Legion?"
Hey, it might
Are
take
the
some,
Legion.
might take some doing, but we can do that.
Well, I will say we do have a lot of good favor with the Legion.
Ezra kind of yells over his shoulder as he's starting to investigate this new chamber.
Sure.
We make no promises, but we can get you at least up and then maybe out once.
I assure your safety.
While you're with us.
He nods at Bones. Okay. All right. Ezra, you are investigating this cavern, specifically the gate. There are a bunch of pallets in this room,
Is there
all
anything
spread out.
else of note in the room before I go balls deep into this?
Like I was saying, there's a bunch of pallets spread throughout this room, but otherwise it just looks like there's a small fire pit. It's just sleeping quarters.
I got pallets of gold, huh? Is that where they've been hiding it?
Probably in their sleeping bags.
The archway is set into the back wall and is carved all over with images of falling coins. There is a thin slot carved into the arch's keystone.
Oh, guess we're never using that.
Not ready. I was not ready. I was unprepared. There's just it's a portal with a slim slot, a thin slot in the keystone.
So it's carved all over with images of falling coins, and then there's just a thin slot in the keystone.
Here, you little slot. You think I won't do it?
Like falling coins, can I tell a number or a iconography or anything of?
Oh, roll me a history check.
7.
26.
Strangely, yeah, you actually can. Not the number, it's just multitudes of coins, but they all seem to be of the same kind of like, denomination, the same amount. But they are not current. You are looking at what passed for a gold coin, a Waterdevian gold coin, in Agaron's time, the founder of Waterdeep. Of very, very old, basically. But you do know, like, you've seen, probably in doing, like, reading about Agaron or moments during his reign, right? You've seen sketches of some of the coinage. These are gold coins.
Out of curiosity, I pull out a gold coin and drop it in the slot.
Nope. Shimmers silver.
Hey, did we do EXP last time?
You did not. We'll do that
Okay,
here in just a second.
I thought I remembered that.
Cool. My test was all, I'm not going in, I'm not doing anything. I just wanted to see if that was the...
Yep.
I make my notes and...
Gotcha.
I am good.
Sounds great. for defeating Malith of House Avrindar. And her contingent, her invasion contingent of level 4, you gain 2,000 experience.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's a nice number to add.
Mhm.
Slowly but surely, boys.
Done
Slowly
and
but
done.
surely.
Getting up there.
Okay, what are we at? Just making sure.
80. You should be at like 80.5.
We're 85,
350.
75.
Yeah, we're 85, 75.
Perfect.
You're 80.3?
We're 8350.
8350.
Oh, you guys are a weird differential from us. All right, cool.
I blame Jeremy exclusively.
Explicitly.
I blame you guys for making new characters between campaigns.
It is
I
fucked
blame
up.
you for not.
Entirely your fault. Entirely your fault. Entirely.
Anyway. Can
Anyway.
Riz speak? Or does Matt only talk to him?
Not common.
Risk
Yeah, I
just
don't think he's
croaks. Yeah,
croak
he doesn't.
status.
He doesn't speak common. No,
Oh,
he
well.
does not
Does he
speak
understand it?
speak the
Matt,
Trader tongue.
if you
He seems to like follow your conversations a little bit here or there. Like he'll tilt his
Okay.
head and he'll croak every once in a while. Like he's listening to you, but you don't know.
well.
You haven't asked him.
Matt, if you want to invite him to, hang out with the Skull Takers and then also on the 6th level, like that would be fine.
If I remember correctly, we did discuss this
Yeah,
a bit with the rest.
You did
Yeah.
when you were back
Okay.
on the island. You spoke to him about what your plans were, and you invited him to spend time with the Skull Takers while you found safe passage further down, and he accepted.
Okay, cool.
While
Um,
while
We've
you
gotta
guys are
get him
kind of
back
like
to
discussing
Ibu
this,
or Izu, yeah, Izu.
while you guys are kind of discussing this, you can see Risk is just regarding you intently.
Like
Why?
good intently, or I'm gonna incite him.
Just
You almost
very
got me killed,
okay.
motherfucker.
with great scrutiny. Roll an insight check.
Okay, I'm inciting.
How hurt is he? Is he still like?
He is covered in wounds.
Oh no.
Like he's standing. He's not complaining or anything like that, but he's covered in wounds.
Does he
Like he's
also
got-
have 22 HP?
No.
Oh.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't have just like barely more than that in total.
A couple things. You feel Valina in your mind. She says, "Just look at him. Standing there, covered in all those wounds. Even after all of those Quaggoths swarming over him. I can't imagine. A fisherman," he says. "I'm a little worried about what warriors are like where he's from."
No kidding. And actually, on that, I actually walk over to him, and I don't think I got a chance to heal him up last time, so I am going to use a key point to kind of put a hand on his shoulder and
Feel
Okay.
better.
bop upside the head and heal him.
Pop! He's like, no. He's seen you now. He's seen you do this in the battle where you touch someone and the laws of nature, bend to your command, and divinity is unleashed from your palm. And he kind of he stands there. Some of his wounds knit close after you heal him, and he kind of just croaks and nods, right?
After I do so, I go to speak in his mind real quick.
Sure.
And I say, when we get you back home, you mind teaching me how to fish? Then I give him a wink.
he croaks and he speaks back in your mind and he says, the kind of like the sarcasm going completely over his head. He just says, "You do not know how to fish. Yes, I will. It is a necessary skill."
No,
He
but
kinda, like,
really, we're
Cocks his head. He says, "You and your allies were very capable."
we're getting there. Been a bit of a road to get to what we're at now, but I think we'll get stronger too.
And he said, "It is astonishing. May even be a match for the Sethians."
The Houthians?
People all named
You
Seth.
question, and then he says,
It's just
The
a group of Seths.
"The Scourges."
Got any more? What are the Scourges?
Tyrants, once rulers of my people's lands, slavers, horrible creatures.
He's from Slither Swamp. Is that correct? I know I can't hear this. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I think that sounds familiar. If I remember correctly, there's a dilapidated temple, a shadow of an immense frog, maybe like either a statue or something, and a big ass skeletal snake there. And I ask him, you say they were tyrants of your people. Does that mean they're gone now?
Not gone. Pushed back.
Well, maybe when we get down there, we can get rid of them for good.
Kind of cocks his head. He kind of like closes his eye, like squints his eyes momentarily and says, croaks long and deep and says, "I apologize. I did not mean to beg for aid. I merely made a comparative statement."
Hear any begging? I heard a friend talking about a problem, and I'd like to help if we can.
Just kind of barely nods his head.
Anyway, real talk. Where'd you learn to fight? Ain't no way you're just a fisherman.
I wish to just be a fisherman.
The burden of power.
Yeah, right. The classic anime protagonist. I'm too powerful. I just want to fish.
Whoa.
He says, "We all must fight." And he wouldn't say,
Like a conscription kind of thing?
kind of shit. "The wetlands are a dangerous place. Before the Sethians, not sure he would have a good word for that. He would say before the Sethians, there were their cousins, those of flesh and blood.
Are the Sethians undead?
They are not bound by the laws of life or death. He kind of croaks. Every time he says he kind of like croaks, right? I do not know our shaman's ways, but we have only bested one by binding it to this realm, where it can be slain.
Demons.
Well, Ezra over there, he's pretty good with books. We could maybe see if we can find any information while we're up top.
My home is a place of war. I wish it to be a place of peace,
It never change.
so I can fish.
I think that's an admirable goal.
And
I
he
think
shrugs.
we might be able. I think we might be able to help once we get down there. But like I was telling you before, it might take us a bit to work our way down to that level. But we'll get you there.
He kind of nods. He kind of like moves as if he's gonna say something, but then he kind of like catches himself, and then he kind of like just he nods at you and he says, "Thank you," and then he kind of like moves off over and leans up against the wall, kind of like trying to, rest for a moment. Like he's kind of he's
Cool. With
kind
his
of like
spear, just like
taking a bit of a pensive vibe where he's kind of like internalizing or.
sure. Okay, cool. Then if we have done the lootings, we realize we can't rest. Kind of gonna turn back to the group and say, well, y'all ready to head out?
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Hey,
Alright,
do we want to split up this 500 gold or just drag the chest? It's pretty heavy.
Already
pretty
overweight.
heavy.
So what's more? Now there is a thing overweight.
There's a
Which
like
actually has, like,
you
Like
can't
there's
move.
light
penalty?
encumbrance, and heavy encumbrance, I
Yeah.
think, or something like that.
I can probably take 500 gold.
Like
was
I'm just
gonna
walking
say,
here.
Let's see. I had 18,
It's like
and if I
2.5
add
pounds
520.
a person.
I was gonna say my
Only
bag of holding, I'm
25
pretty
gold
sure is fine.
pieces.
Oh, I can definitely take that. I have weight. Yeah, it's only like 10 pounds. What the fuck?
Yeah.
500
Yeah.
gold's only 10 pounds?
Yeah,
Wait,
50 coins
pieces?
is 1 pound.
So what is it? 125 each? Is that right? Is
It's
that good math?
125 each, so that's 2.5 pounds if you've got the capacity.
I do, yeah.
right.
125. Wow,
So-
that's we've got a lot of money.
I don't
Yeah,
even
we
got
got
that
a good
much
chunk,
money.
good chunk of money.
That's some
So
change.
you're just picking yours, it sounds like, Zach.
You still owe people money, Zach?
Yes,
Yeah, I know. I have even less than normal.
So, what's the plan? Where are you going?
We're going to the Skull Takers.
We are going to the 3rd floor.
How are
We
you
going
getting
to-
there?
We review our
is-
handy dandy map.
Okay,
On foot.
Hold on, bring up the map.
bring up the map.
We're on the
Map in the map.
Do we want to go past
Blah, blah.
where we left that weird halfling chick or whatever the hell she was?
I don't think we need to necessarily go past that.
Mm,
We can go straight through Roper territory.
Oh, Ropers, great! I love them.
I do kind of want to check on her. But if it turns
She's-
out she's turned into a demon, that'd be real bad.
Just
She's
realize that I have no
definitely
spell
like
slots.
yeah, I have 22 HP.
Question,
But,
real
like-
quick: how good are we on Malarkin at Troll Skull?
A lot.
You guys took up
We-
10
we-
barrels previously.
Oh,
Yeah, we
okay.
filled
So
up.
we've got a ton.
We filled up.
It's basically a barrel a week. You're good for a very long time.
Okay.
And
good enough.
if someone during the downtime wants to make a trip, that's also
Well, I think a trip would be fine. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I can work that in.
on our way up now. No, let's just
Yeah.
get up there.
No, because we're gonna have to run those fucking ballista again.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no telling what's gonna happen.
Kids these days.
So,
Yeah, let's just walk. Oh, we gotta go down Roper Alley anyway.
Pretty much.
all right. So I'm gonna begin moving you guys. Y'all can just tell me your name. Okay. So north from here,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
You come to the avocado cave.
We go left.
Okay. Right. So right from here is where you fought the Driders and took the first mystery portal down to floor 6.
Yeah, that was an adventure.
That was
Oh, yeah.
that was like
That was
30
a
sessions
mistake.
ago, by the way. That was a long time ago.
So we're
Yeah,
gonna
that
go to the
little
west.
side mission got away from us.
My God, that became its entire own arc. Like,
Yeah.
like legitimately.
No,
Okay.
what the fuck? We don't go. We go right. We don't go left. Left is down to Quaggoth town.
Quack Town.
Left. What? You have
No.
left, south,
We go straight.
We go west.
We
west.
Go straight.
We
None
go-
of those are the directions he gave.
We go south.
We don't
Maybe
go
we can't.
south. We go what? Fine, go west then. Jesus.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh no! I went through the wall.
Yeah, you guys are
Yep.
gonna clip through the
Oh
wall because I
god!
don't
Oh
care.
no!
Oh god.
So you
I
come
see.
to this
I
T
see everything.
intersection.
Straight again.
We go west again.
Dun 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 dun.
To Roper Alley.
We
Yeah.
continue west.
Hopefully it is
Uh-oh.
roperless.
No, that turned
This
on
is
and
not
popped
a
up
good
and
sign.
got me real scared, Jeremy.
Not a good thing.
I was checking what your situations are sitting at.
Sure you are. That's what they all say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you go west once more.
We continue west.
Please.
Okay, you come to one of the first fungal caves you found
Yep.
We
on
continue
the
west.
on the Twisted Caverns floor. You can see to the north of you is that kind of like gated cavern.
Yeah, we don't need him anymore.
Okay.
I mean, didn't he want like Zorn eyes or some?
Well, he also the heart of either the priestess or the Kuatoa priest.
Did you take the priestess's heart?
The one
him
that we
go.
let live.
Oh, that we let go. Oh no. Zachariah.
All right, and then you
It
come
was-
into the first cavern. You can
What
see
did you get for
again
that
the kind of
heart?
like
You did it?
fungal garden, the stalks of ripple bark and blue cap and etc. And you can see the little open spaces where Jibber Jabber
North.
has come
We go
and kind of
north.
like ripped up some and fed.
North.
And you can actually hear this kind of like lilting humming coming from the west.
He's good. We
Oh,
go.
okay.
And
Still there.
you head northward. Okay.
And we make away.
And you will make your way fast traveling up to Sargoth level. Double check and see if you guys got any tokens up here before I drop you down. You probably do, of course you do.
Mm.
Okay. And pop. Walla waka.
Do we not have the stairs marked on the Sargoth map?
I don't know.
Is
I
this
thought
one that we
did.
had to arrive through water?
No.
Oh, there's a path.
Was that to the very far southwest? Is that what it is?
Southwest, the little
Okay.
red icon.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
That's the stairs down. Okay. So, I'll put you guys on this level of the map, but We don't have to go through like severe nitpicky stuff. It's about a 15, 20, 30 minute hike up ever inclining kind of like circular tunnel. By the end, you're already kind of exhausted, weary, right, wounded. By the time you're climbing, now your calves are burning, right? So it's just not a pleasant trek all around. But you make it up top, and very shortly after, you come up to the advanced watch of the first outpost of the Legion of Ezrah. And they halt you, hail you, very quickly recognize you, right? At which point they are, right? And then shortly after, see a drow in your midst, and their tone changes quickly. They go from basically just motioning you by to halting you in the tunnel, and basically, what's this?
What's this? What's this?
I step up. This is my guest. He'll be staying with my people.
There's two of these guardsmen, right? Both of them immediately just like turn opposite directions and spit. It's staring, and then immediately go back to like staring daggers at Balrin. And then they look at you and they say, how would they say it? They would grunt and nod at you, right? And they would say, you are how would they say that? They'd say along the, what they're saying is, I can't find the words, but basically what they're saying is that you are respected and honored, right? But they will have to report this.
Please do. I don't want anything happening to him.
I will pull out a piece of parchment, and I will pen a letter to Ezrah.
Okay.
Explaining the situation and how this individual.
So what they do is when they see that you're not gonna make a fuss about it, and you're even gonna like send correspondence, right? They take you a little further down the tunnel and they take you to Ognok, right? Who you actually have met before. You know him to be one of the captains of the Legion of Ezrah, and Ognok doesn't seem to have as adverse a reaction, although he does have a reaction, right? And there's mixed results between some of the other hobgoblins in the main outpost that you come to. This is the southern outpost, right? The one directly to the south of the Legion. But basically, after explaining the situation, Ezrah, pens some correspondence. Ognok will, Balrin's information and even Risk's information, right, is taken down for the logs.
Yep.
But Ognok expresses to you, he says, I'm sure we'll be fine, but there are still harsh feelings. Probably will be for a long time to come.
He helped us kill members of House Avrindar.
I understand.
Yeah, that's fair. And that's why he's staying with me and not y'all.
Yep.
Balrin doesn't help the situation necessarily, by the way. The entire time, he is just he's still drastically wounded, right? But he's just staring there, just like imperiously, like this attitude of like, if I'm gonna fucking die, I'm not gonna do it groveling, right? So he kind of like it might have had a different reaction if Balrin was deferential in any way, shape, form, or fashion, but he does not seem to be that. Not towards the Legion, anyway.
Ezra does put a note in the letter, like a PSS,
Mhm.
that we will escort him through Legion territory. And if he is not with us,
Or the Skull Takers? Because I
Or-
don't think you
or the
guys
Skull
are
Takers.
carrying him around the entire time, right?
Yeah. You
yeah,
can't
or the
confine
Skull
him to the
Taker,
temple.
then he is acting of free will, and we do not condone activity.
Gotcha. Alright. Sounds like a plan. So I mean, other than that, right, you guys are honored members of the Legion. But even members of the Legion get questioned when they do strange shit. So
The only
Like-
reason this is happening without combat.
yeah,
There's
it's the
rules,
only
it's
reason
fine.
like you guys aren't being delayed and questioned, and Balrin's immediately being imprisoned, etc. Right? So like, but after about 15 minutes or so of explaining situations, penning a letter, etc., Ognok sends you on your way. You head eastward through the winding, damp tunnels, past the dwarven statue room that you just recently explored, then back north through eastern Stromkolder, and to the temple complex where the where you find only Salt, Peppa, and I believe Greer. No one else is here currently.
Okay.
So
Hey guys.
It's very, very quickly explained to you that kind of like in a mix of
Yeah,
like
training.
jealousy, right? Like the ones that are here are somewhat jealous, but also somewhat glad, right? But yeah, it seems like the others, Lurkana has made good on her promise, and the others are away at the Legion, being trained.
Okay, cool. Salt is the chef cleric.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. All right, well, I'll let them know. Well, we're just gonna hang out anyway. They come back every night. The guys.
Well,
Or they stay
it's basically been a day. Like you
Oh.
guys told Lurk this is the first day of training. They're
Yeah.
miffed. They're miffed because they don't get to participate in the first day of training because they have to hold down the fort.
Yeah, you gotta
Right?
hold down the fort. Yeah.
But
You guys having?
but they're also
you guys
lazy
have-
goblins, so they're also happy that they don't have to do this.
You guys have any sweet wars last day or?
They just kind of shrug.
Yo, have any sweet wars?
All right, well, fair enough. All right, yeah. Hey, we're gonna hang out here for a day, and
You guys are just hanging here for a day?
right? Are we? Do we want to? We can go up. I mean, probably.
Oh, we are not traveling to another level until I get spell slots back. Fuck off.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah. So I let them know we're gonna hang out. This is Balrin. This is Risk. They're gonna hang out here for a while.
Introductions are made. The goblins are excited to meet new people. Balrin is like, "Oh God, what have I gotten myself into?"
Oh god, not goblins.
Risk,
Yeah,
Risk is kind of, I don't know, fawned over. But you see, half of Salt and Peppa keep making eyes at each other, and sometimes it looks like they're slavering.
Oh, I swear to God, I will kill every Skull Taker.
Yeah, that'd be not great. Don't. Well, I don't know. After that last display, I don't know that they could take him. Honestly.
That's also true.
Okay, so this does bring up one concern. Can they communicate?
Hmm.
Because he don't speak no common.
Risk does not. Again, right? He seems to be able to understand a bit of common, but he does not seem to be able to speak it. Or
You gotta wait to
undercommon,
help that.
basically.
Okay.
I mean, he can
So
communicate in the way that disparate folk have communicated for thousands of years, but yeah.
So I do have a potion of comprehend language that we picked up, like on the 4th level, I think. I'm gonna hand that to Risk, and I'm gonna speak into his mind real quick. I'm gonna say, if you give this to someone, they'll be able to understand you, but it only lasts an hour. So try to only use it if there's something urgent that you need to portray. It's gonna be hard to communicate with him, I think. So hand gestures and whatnot.
Ain't dumb.
He nods at you.
They're not that dumb.
And then obviously we tell the Gabos the same thing.
Okay, gotcha. Sounds good. And you guys are gonna long rest here, right?
Yes.
I
Okay.
think that's the idea.
All right.
Still
Well,
find a space and set up my dome because I trust nobody.
wow. Fucking wow.
All right. Well, you set that up like away from the city center.
I set it up right in the center of camp, so
It's
the
a
goblins just walk
A
into it
great
like-
affront.
I drag Ezra out of it.
Mass
canceling the spell.
disrespect.
Every time he sets it up somewhere that is not out of the way, I drag him out of it.
So you guys begin resting.
Totally happened.
When you get here, right? From when you get here to when. Okay. Words hard. You almost complete your long rest before the rest of the Skull Takers return. And they return
We rest in the middle of the day again.
dragon ass.
Oh.
They return bruised, a couple of like cuts or scrapes here or there. Even the cavalry, the goats, seem exhausted.
Oh, the goats.
It looks like Lurkana ran them ragged. And when they arrive, there is some surprise and some brief excitement at you being here and at Balrin and Risk being here, right? And that lasts about 10 minutes before you start to actually get some resentful looks.
How dare you send us to this?
How dare you make us work out?
Whatever. They'll thank me later. When they're stone cold badasses.
Stone cold badass. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
So we complete our long rest?
Yeah, you guys are in safe territory. Safe territory that is not under duress, under threat, or anything like that. So yeah, you guys are able to complete your long rest without issues.
Give me them spell slots, yo.
5
One.
whole hit dice, baby.
Yeehohi. Done.
I can do things again, boys.
Oh, Ashes, you want your crossbow back?
I mean, unless you intend to use it.
You can have it. It's probably fine.
He's
All
over
right.
here. Crossbows are the devil.
I tolerated
Other
it.
than, longbows.
I tolerated it because I had haste, but otherwise I think it's pretty untenable.
Nice. All right.
Cancel.
You are guests of the Skull Takers, so that means no concerns about food or water or anything like that as far as your long rest is concerned, right? You rest up, you heal your wounds, everything is kosher. What do you want to do now? Assuming you've done, unless you want to go into more detail, you've discussed things with the Skull Takers about Risk and Balrin. About the only thing that kind of like gets like, well, if they're gonna stick around, then they got to do a part. They got to do the training too.
No, they don't. But they'll watch the place probably.
Kind of grumbles.
Risk
There's a
is
lot
a
of
fisherman.
grumbles. Risk it. Ooh. The goblins are like, ooh, and then they're like, ooh.
Who said that? Which one of them said that?
Which one of them said what?
Which one of them said they got to do the training?
All of them. All of them were. Everyone who came back was like, yeah.
I pointed to the one who said it first. I said, okay, but you got to beat him in a fight first.
Oh.
Okay, so we'll say it's Groin, and Groin kind of like eyes them both.
No, not well. If he's actually gonna fight, not growing. I don't want to emasculate the leaders.
He thinks about it, but then he's just kind of like, yes, rules of hospitality and all that.
It's more training time for y'all anyway.
Wouldn't be right to, make guests fight, I guess.
You gotta get strong.
Yeah.
We're gonna have our own level, our entire floor.
Gotta be strong
And
and protected.
like these goblins, they're close to idolizing you. It's kind of probably not a great thing, but they hang on every word you say when you get in these moments where you're kind of like telling tales and like weaving fantasies and adventures
Sit
for
around,
them.
children.
Right? They're goblins, so they're just like, oh yeah, they just get excited over that shit. So you're very easily able to not manipulate them, but like kind of psych them up,
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Balrin watches the whole scenario with just amusement.
And also remember, on the way to our own level, I have left the greatest skull of all time. Yeah. Of all time. Think about that one while you're training.
They don't demand, but they demand like more information. Like they don't demand it, but they bug you about
they're
it
not
for the next
slavering
however
again.
many hours you were here.
Yeah,
Incessantly.
some
Like
of
a
my-
child. You know how that is.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll show him some of the teeth. I'll say these came off the greatest skull of all time.
Ooh, I'm assuming you're talking about the T-Rex skull, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are hanging on every word you have. Absolutely.
I will kill that vampire bat if he's done anything with my damn skull.
Make a liar out of me. Oh fuck. All right. Anything else you guys are trying to accomplish here?
I don't have anything else.
Ezra would test the mage of the goblins to
Peppa?
see how his progress has come.
Surprisingly,
It's not Catsup. Who is that? Peppa? Peppa?
it's Peppa. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Catsup leads the cavalry.
Cavalry, yeah.
So roll me an Arcana check.
Nine.
It's somewhat
He's more
difficult.
powerful than you now.
No, it's somewhat difficult to assess because they're so strange. Peppa is doing magic, and you can feel Peppa's. You've already felt it. You can feel
Demon
Since
Slayer.
I've looked. Ah, gotcha. Peppa, he is well, I was like, oh. Peppa is shit. What's the what am I trying to say?
Stupid?
They're weird, right? They don't do things right. Magic doesn't work with them the way that it works with you. It's strange, right? It almost feels as if like Peppa is playing at the arcane, but there is something real behind Peppa's attempts at playing at the arcane. You would probably gauge Peppa to be maybe like a... Actually, with your 9, you wouldn't gauge shit, basically. Actually, now that I think about it. I take it back. Peppa is capable of casting magic, but you're not really sure where his capabilities lie.
Sounds good.
Bet that motherfucker's a warlock or some shit.
Like, he talks to you about magic, and you're like, yeah, you know, you're describing, like, the feeling of magic welling up, or even, like, you can describe, like, the more, adroit kind of, like, the path of a wizard, etc. But, Peppa's over here like, yeah, so I imagine the flower, and then I count each petal on the flower, and then I eat every other petal on the flower, and then I spit it all out, and then I eat it all again.
Yeah, makes sense.
Keep doing what you're doing.
And, like, Peppa describes this, and Salt is nearby. Salt being the cleric, quote unquote, of the group, right? And she's like, a flower! You're an idiot, Peppa! It's a duck! You dum-dum!
Damn.
He ate half of a duck and then casted spells.
Delicious.
No, don't get me wrong. They're not talking about actually doing the thing. They're talking about, like, imagining doing the thing. Like, that's what they visualize when they do magic.
It works.
Yeah, it's a
Does it
very
though?
strange thing.
Is it though?
Anyways,
They're more magical than me.
fair enough. Alright, so, what's the plan now?
Move
I
on
think
up.
we head up.
Walk back.
We walk to the home place.
Alright,
Kill Evitz if he gives us any lip.
you, bid the Skull Takers adieu. Head back up to the 2nd level. Rested, hale, hardy, raring to go. Come on, you guys should just, like, turn back around and go back down, right?
Nope.
You feel rested. You're good to go now, right?
Nope.
We're carrying a lot of shit. Unless, like, literally
stuff.
at the beginning of the next level is goddamn Gringotts, then no, I think we're good to go. Back up top.
So, you make it up to the Arcane
People
Sanctum.
who also want to go topside. Like that excites me.
Within the Arcane Sanctum, are you doing anything else other than just progressing up to the next floor, to the 1st floor?
Nope.
Nope.
No, just going up.
All right.
Arcane chambers.
Oh, wow.
Not a single 6
Wow. What?
Casual stroll through the Undermountain.
Legitimately a casual stroll up through the arcane sanctums, past the tall one's watch post, through the tall market, unaccosted, and up to the first level of the dungeon.
That's what happens. You kill the one guy that's having giving us problems.
Shit.
And now
My
we're good
God. Okay. And then you fast travel through the first level of the dungeon. You're you're not accosted necessarily, but you're who goes there? Right when you get up to the first level of the dungeon, you find
Two heads.
you find the two heads, yeah. But they have memories of a certain tabaxi. And you are allowed to pass unaccosted. You make it through the first level of Undermountain, back to that first kind of like real room, the Pillar of Forests, when so long ago, or where so long ago, Matashtai was rendered comatose by an intellect devourer.
A great battle. I loved it.
That did be happening.
As you are walking through.
By the way, does my intelligence go up per long rest or per day?
What are you at right now?
I am currently at
7.
shut up. -3.
So you're at a 5, right?
Well, yeah. The minus, the current minus to my intelligence is 3.
Okay. When was
I don't
Okay,
know.
so your intelligence would have increased by 1 after the short rest from Illume, and it would have increased another 1 after this long rest. So you're at 7 now.
So that means I'm only at a -1.
What is your intelligence normally? Isn't it 8?
Where's intelligence?
Yeah,
Yes, it is normally 8.
So you're only 1 rest off.
Yeah. Okay. Good enough.
You are leaving the Forest of Pillars when you hear a voice from behind you.
Fucking Will.i.am.
You hear, what is that horrible stench? Ashes. What have you gotten yourself into? And Ashes, you hear in your mind, who the fuck are you cavorting with vampires?
Uh-oh.
No, not willingly. I say mentally.
There's a pause, right? And then you hear, your loss.
Yeah, rest in peace, motherfucker. She loved it.
I'll speak up and say, yeah, we were in fetid waters killing an aboleth. Haven't had time to shower yet. Apologies.
Ashes. I've smelt you covered in blood and bile. You
why
know
you
that's
smelling?
not what I speak of. This stench of the moon upon you.
Stench has always been on me.
Yes, but it's ripened some. Like some little goddess's fingers reach down to touch you.
You got a point. Is there something you need?
Oh shit!
Always so hostile, Ashes. I merely wanted to ask how your progress had been, and if you'd heard of that ally of yours.
We haven't found him yet. We know he's heading deeper.
And so, Arthur Moreland is standing there, right? Having walked out from behind one of the pillars. And he actually, he has this look of genuine concern on his face. He says, "That is unfortunate."
You familiar with another vampiric creature by the name of Mobar?
I wouldn't say familiar. I've heard of it, I suppose. Some pretentious titles. Storm Fury, Storm Callers. Something.
That's the one. Apparently, that's where my friend was heading, and was supposed to deal with him, and he wasn't dealt with.
He yet lives. His friend
Even
of yours
now.
didn't gut him like a kipper. That
Yeah.
is surprising.
Yeah, I've got a few questions I'd like to ask if we can catch up with them. But yeah, we're heading up top before we dive back in. We've got some business.
Kind of looks longingly past you down the hallway towards the well leading up to the yawning portal, and he says, been a while since I've... No. I have other business to attend to. I mustn't give in to my desires.
Yeah, I hear that's a problem with your kind.
Damn,
With yours
what
as
the
well.
fuck? With your kind? Jesus.
He replies in turn, he retorts pretty quick, he just
No, I
you
know
as
that
well.
Lycans are a problem. I do not discriminate
Mhm.
with curses.
Shit is fucked
I'll
up.
kill a Lycan too.
He says, "You're always so quick to judge. I told you I am not your enemy. Good
You'll
luck."
have to forgive me if I keep you at arm's length.
Oh. He grins, and when he does, you've seen him smile before, and he has just this very normal, pretty smile, right? When he grins at you like this, he does it in an intentional manner that just bears fangs, right? He grins at you with "Oh, but of course, I understand." And then he says, "I wish you the best of luck finding your friend. Don't be a stranger. Mayhaps I could offer you aid, guidance, counsel."
Yeah. You're not the easiest person to find.
Just say my name. Here. On this floor.
Nobody's around saying.
I will come to you.
Right. Well, as you said, you've got other business. I don't want to keep you.
Very well. And he turns and just into mist. And he's gone.
Say to Ashes, that guy is either literally Halaster or gonna be your best friend.
Hate that guy.
Maybe both, actually.
Probably.
You hear in your mind,
I'm just seething.
you hear
Hackles.
Zalara just say,
Raised.
"Now that is a man."
Oh shit! She
who
loves the
knows
vampire.
what he wants.
Man.
Ah. If only it didn't seem like we weren't on completely opposite sides of conflicting ideals. Ah.
And
she
thirsty.
Look, she's been stuck in a stone block for a long time.
I mean, no, I'm not shaming.
Or is she mirroring?
So, a brief encounter with the vampire Arthur Morlin, and you all are left to make your way back to the entrance to the Yawning Portal. Tug. The bucket goes up with a gold piece from each of you.
Yep. Oh no.
Uh,
Broke.
God, I feel so poor.
And as you are being drawn up, you can hear the lively music of the Yawning Portal as a raucous evening winter crowd has formed. And as you guys come back up, and it has been a couple days since you've been seen.
Yo, what's the Deadpool odds looking like for us?
There is a lot of cheering, there's a little bit of booing, but the booing is shushed very quickly.
Oh, so it's more in favor of us living.
Generally speaking, even if they lose money, the crowds of the Yawning Portal tend to cheer over life, regardless of whether or not they're betting. It's only the sore losers that boo. But there
Well, maybe
are,
too much
I would
on our
point
deck.
out, a fair number of losers tonight.
Yo, we should place. Can we place bets on ourselves?
It is frowned upon,
Found fate.
obviously. However, if you, especially through your rogue friend, were to seek particular channels, you might be able to find a individual who would do the betting for you,
Yeah,
etc.
bro, I got friends.
So, if you get caught, obviously, right, like, yeah, there's a malice. But, yeah, you absolutely could try to bet on yourselves if you wanted to. It's just, you know.
No, that was
Doesn't
just
seem worth it.
nah. Especially since it seems like it's more in favor like of us living. If it was more in
by the
favor of
way,
us dying,
right,
then
like,
yeah,
as you guys are, like, doing things, right, and you're coming up, again, it's kind of like this customary, a round of drinks is bought, right, you're hailed, etc., etc. But, the first time you guys kind of, like, step outside, or while you're there, the first person that comes in, it's like, it's almost howling. It's a mini blizzard outside.
Jeez.
All
All right, gonna
in
take time to put
winter.
on my winter gear that I still have on me.
Fucking just carrying it around.
Yep.
God damn. Oh shit. All right, so what's the plan? What are you guys doing? It's you find out when you arrive. It is about 7:30 or 8 in the evening.
AM or
So
Oh, PM.
PM.
Okay.
PM.
Damn, our sleep schedules are fucked up.
Yeah, you're pretty. Yeah, absolutely. You guys have been awake for maybe
Yes.
like an hour and a half, 2 hours now.
Great.
Well, we just head back to the tavern, get our drink on, see how everything's doing, and just take a little R&R tonight.
Man,
Try to
Just
do the
yeah,
try to
around
get,
the
get back
table,
onto the sleep
sit
cycle
around the
thing.
table, some drinks,
Yep.
and RP for a bit.
Yeah, just chill.
All right, who's? I'm assuming you guys aren't walking through the snow.
No, we don't walk anymore.
No, okay. Who's shelling out
Garage.
the silver to get you home on a carriage?
Don't worry, guys.
Ah,
I got it.
hey, big spender.
Fucking
Nice.
Irola.
Okay, so you guys are.
Let me just take 1 silver out of my 4,109.
So it is.
Don't broadcast
a-
that around. We're gonna get mugged.
That was
Yeah, we-
that was.
Oh god, I dare a mugger.
It is
Somebody
a
will try and
right.
mug
Oh
us.
my god. Oh, fucking muggers. It is a bit of a trip, right? You don't necessarily like hail a carriage. You actually have to. There are runners, there are messengers, right? In this thick of winter, right? That hang out at all the taverns. So you request a carriage, and about 10-15 minutes later, one shows up. It's about a 10-15 minute trip. Actually, probably closer to a 20-30 minute trip through the city because they try to keep the roads clear, but in weather like this, it's relatively difficult, right? So you make it home probably about 8-ish. And there's a small crowd in the Lifted Spirits. You are you're hailed, you're welcomed openly by the staff, right? But you guys aren't actually there very frequently, so the regulars, most of the regulars only vaguely know you or are vaguely aware of your existence, right? They're like, oh yeah, the adventurers who own this place, but they're only ever here like one day out of a week type situation,
It's like more like like a week out of a month or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
it's like it fits in spurts, right? Like you'll show up for 3 days and then you're gone for like 2, 4, 6, whatever,
Yeah.
7.
Sometimes you guys like leave with the army. It's weird.
Yeah, that happens.
We live varied lives.
All right. So, back at the Lifted Spirits, what is your plan of action? Obviously, right, like, Guillaume immediately gets you some food, and you guys
Bust
are
out some of that
posted up
Malerkin
into
ale.
normal. Hey, there you go. Posted up into your normal situation, etc. I'm actually going to put you guys back on the Waterdeep map. You haven't been on the Waterdeep map in ages.
Oh wow,
Holy shit.
it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Since
Yeah, look
looking good.
All we have to do is stay up all night, and then we can fix our sleep schedules.
Are you gonna try to actually stay awake all night?
Fixers.
Or are you guys just gonna sleep? Or are you gonna do anything else? Do you want to do anything prior to actually resting for the night?
Do we have literally anything we can think of that needs to be done at night in Waterdeep?
Well, I mean, I got a question. Does the Temple of the Moon do stuff at night?
There are absolutely there are things that they do during the day and things that they do during the night. Absolutely.
Because I mean, I can make myself scarce. I don't know what else you guys will do, but
Hooray, you're gonna go to work? We just got back.
well, no.
Come on,
I
party
was
with
actually
us.
thinking that maybe Zolara would be interested in visiting the Temple of the Moon.
Party!
Never mind.
Ezra would send a.
I want to see you drunk, you piece of shit!
Whips and chips!
I think your sword is talking shit to you. Ezra would send
I like
a
to think
message.
that occasionally she just spreads it around to everyone.
Channel.
Ezra would send a missive off to Mert just explaining that he is back topside with the expectation of being here for
Getting a
the better
missive
part of
right
the week.
now is really, really difficult.
have
You're
a
in
lot
the
of
middle
fun
of a blizzard, so you
I
might
have a lot
have
of
better
fun.
luck. You could like there aren't any like runners just standing around like there normally are during like a summer day in Waterdeep, right? Like you're either gonna have to go somewhere and contact someone, or you're gonna have to pay like one of the fucking people in your tavern like an it's not gonna be a crazy amount, but an exorbitant amount comparatively, to get
Can
some
I
shit
hail a
done.
wagon and just pay
Oh.
them to go there and drop one off?
They'll charge you extra.
That's fine.
What was that magic paper that people had in the previous campaign where they'd write a message on it and fold up into a bird
That
and it would
exists.
just fly?
That exists.
That
I
exists.
also have the ability to cast illusory script, so I can pen a message that no one but my intended target can read.
So do you do that?
So that will be what I will do. I will
Okay.
hail awaken, and in the time it takes for the
They
waken
charge
to
you.
show up,
They
I
charge you
will-
like 5 silver instead of the normal 1 silver. Basically,
give
because
them
they're
a
having to
gold.
go outside of what their normal routes would be, etc. And it's just a hassle to have to like go to someone, like get off the carriage and actually go to someone's house and deliver something.
Give them a gold as tip for
Oh,
their
shit. Yeah.
extra effort.
They're like, okay, fuck.
Damn, on this
Okay.
episode of we don't know how
Damn.
much money's worth.
I mean, a single goal. I mean, they were gonna charge him 5 silver, so it's not like he just like blew him out of the water. They're not like, oh god, oh yes, I'll do it. But he's like, okay, well, fuck, fine, yeah, I guess. You
To
know.
be fair, I'm actually spending 11 gold because illusory script takes 10 gold in
Oh
materials.
shit, good to know.
Damn, son.
And it's just a message to Mert letting him know you're back in town.
That I am back. I give him a little bit of a update and mention I will.
There's not a limit on illusory script or anything like that.
He was just trying to get his drink on. Fucking Ezra's messages.
It's
He gets,
just a letter. That,
Yeah, sounds great. Super
he
awesome.
gets the message.
Fantastic.
She's like, God
And I do
damn it.
know that in a day or two I'll pay him a visit to give him a better recount and to
Sure.
catch up. But just if there's
Absolutely.
anything immediate, I am here.
Okay. Sweet. While you all are hanging out, kind of getting your food on, getting a couple things taken care of, Sine will call in. She is already out doing her nightly rounds, but he will call in.
Damn,
Leanne?
little lion.
Yep. Call in Leandri.
Oh, I forgot about her. Yeah.
And she will give you a report telling you that basically since you all left, there's been no activity at all. Period.
Living on.
She's seen, not only has she not seen any lurkers or skulkers or issues, no forced entry, she hasn't seen any signs of anything like that in the outlying area.
Since his arrest?
We've been
Since
gone.
that, or since you guys have been gone, basically. Granted,
Well-
his arrest, Froon's arrest, was the same day, but also don't forget there was more than just Froon.
Good to know they don't really care about our business. They only care about us.
But after that, I mean, she reports, and then she just, all right, well, and she's like super bundled up. She looks like a little like ball of yarn.
I'll wait till you get.
She's just like, yeah, well, I'm gonna get back at it. Grumble, grumble. Leaves.
I send her with an ale.
You get drunk on the job?
She like,
What the fuck?
she
It's
downs
one
it.
drink.
She like takes it, and she's just like, you're the boss. Goo, 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 goo. Poof. Walks out.
Come in points.
They come in pints.
I do not approve of this. You can't get drunk on the job.
Oh,
I then
she hit
challenge you to a drink. I challenge everybody a
Oh.
drinking competition.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh lord, she bleeding.
Dab that.
Yeah,
Got cat
damn it.
scratched.
Well, she shouldn't have been. She got. That's her own. Sounds like her own fault.
Or she's smothering them again? Yep.
Well, we all know that was
Yeah,
a bad
there
one.
it is.
Oh, you.
Odie must have.
Oh no. Touch the no button.
It's oddly sexual.
The no button on Lippo is her ear, by the way.
Oh, that's odd.
Anyways,
One ear or both ears?
both ears in general.
Okay.
This is not like her ears touched.
And how do you pat the head?
Now you can go
Carefully.
over, kind of like past the ears, but if you're fiddling with the ears specifically, she doesn't like it.
Good to know.
Anyways, anything else that you guys are doing for the evening, or are you turning in, or are you staying up? What's the plan? Give me a lowdown here. What's happening?
We just
I feel
have
like
to
there was
stay
a
up.
drinking contest called out, so
Yep, we're gonna have a drink competition. Then I'm gonna challenge everyone to a snowball fight.
I'm not fighting in the snow, even though I'm resistant and don't feel any kind of harsh effects to cold weather.
Really? You don't?
Actually, never mind. I definitely do that. Yeah, I have a ring of
I was
warmth.
like,
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. You guys begin to get drunk. You begin to, things get pretty rowdy in the tavern late at night, right? Not like super crazy, not like breaking things or fights or anything like that. But your regulars like to get loud and party and do things, etc.
Ashes, I challenge you to an arm wrestling competition.
You lose.
Let's go.
Get out of here. You lose. I don't even know if I want you to roll on it.
I remember a time earlier in the campaign where me and Matt fought just fisticuffs, and I got my ass absolutely handed to me.
Sure.
Because he is a monk and I am not.
But he's fisticuffs. He gets bonuses to his punches, not his arm wrestling. He doesn't get bonuses to his athletics.
he can't stun you while he's wrestling.
Or can I squeeze his hand and stun him?
Oh, scratch.
What'd
the
you
shit out of
roll?
you.
Was
14
it
athletics.
athletics?
That's, you can
Okay.
beat it. You can beat it.
Oh no.
Not advantage, but oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I get
there's
beat.
this crowd and there's
Smash.
cheering and there's the back and forth, right? And then eventually, boom! Matashtai gets Ashes down, and then you hear in your mind, Ashes. You hear, "Can I be his sword?" And she sounds,
no.
she's like slurring her words. And she sounds as drunk as you feel.
Interesting. You can get your fucking sword hammered.
That is
Does
interesting.
Valetta sound drunk when I get drunk?
Not really.
Damn.
It's weird. She doesn't sound drunk necessarily, but like when she talks to you, you're not sure if it's your mind like imagining a stagger in her words or if she actually is staggering her words. You're drunk, so it's hard to tell. That's part of the problem. You know?
Well,
Fair enough.
if there is like a relation between Zalara's drunkenness and my own, I will tell her that that I'm a lightweight because generally we're not allowed to drink.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put that on you. So if that's the case...
Oh, I forgot about that too.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So if that's the case, I mean, that never would have happened then. So, because if you wouldn't be drinking. So, anyways. Yeah.
I want to test something real quick.
What?
I go outside and I run across the snow. Do I stay on top of it?
No, you do not.
What?
There's a brief kind of like... Oh, sorry. Yeah, you do, actually. I was thinking from a so it's not like you stay on top of it. There is give, right? But rather than the several inches, it's like a half an inch to an inch, right? Before
Running
it becomes
sand.
kind of like compact underneath your foot, right?
Cool.
Sorry, when you said that, I was like, yeah, the boots of spider climbing aren't going to let you climb on the
Oh.
snow, Mitch. Jeez.
no, he's a monk. He
why
can
not?
No, I realized you were talking about monk shit instead. Yeah. Okay. So, conversations are had, drinking is had, some missives are sent, some competitions are done. Basically, you guys have a brief period of time where you live life unaccosted, not in a dungeon, not potentially 30 minutes from death, right? And it shows, right? There's an infectious nature to that type of enjoyment of life. The staff gets behind it, the regulars get behind it, and eventually the night comes to a close. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take our break, and we will come back and figure out what the plan is for the next however long, and we'll see where that takes us. Anyways, thanks for watching. We will be back in just about 5 minutes or so. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.